Most normal people think that neurotypical people don't have hobbies. And although they struggle to develop and form attachments to new skills, the reality is far more nuanced. People with neurotypicality do have hobbies, but we need to understand it is very different to how normal people experience hobbies. One reason neurotypicals are seen as not having hobbies is because of the kind of hobbies they choose. For example, when talking to a normal person about their hobbies, the conversation might go something like this. Hey, what kind of hobbies are you into? Oh, I crochet. Whittle, felting, martial arts, juggle, Rubik's Cubes, paint, skate, play the banjo, code, draw, unicycle. So generally when you're talking to normal people, you want to ask what their favorite hobby is right now. But the same conversation with a neurotypical person could go something like this. Hey, what hobbies are you into? Oh, I love baking. And now, obviously, normal people know that baking is a chore and not a hobby. One thing we need to keep in mind is although normal people have an interest-based nervous system, neurotypical people have an importance-based nervous system, meaning they do things that they think are important rather than things that are fun. They can actually become quite distressed and emotional, even experiencing neurotypical meltdown, which they refer to as anger outbursts when things that they see as important aren't completed, even if those things are super boring, like washing the dishes. Another important factor is that most neurotypical people just don't have the attention span it takes to learn 217 new skills just for funsies. They would much rather just shallow dive into one, maybe two hobbies for their entire life. And a lot of these hobbies tend to revolve around what normal people would call chores, things like reading, baking. A lot of neurotypical men like to lift heavy things repeatedly and watch other men play sports. It is strange how these unique individuals will only have one hobby their entire life, but try to think of it like a lifelong hyperfocus with just a lot less intensity. Keep in mind, they're not trying to be boring when they get excited about chores. It's just the way they're wired. So try to be inclusive.